We're going to play a little classical number. We're going to play the second movement from the beer barrel polka.
Yeah. I'm talking about the beat goes on, yeah.
3 punches to the sternum. That's gonna make them not want the food no more.
You can't say that on TV.
I can say that.
All my friends are dead and they don't like me anymore. They've moved along, they've changed, and now they find me quite a bore. Way back then it was okay to be a little weird, but all my friends are dead. What's up, comrades? It's me, internet personality Malcontent, here to do another fake video essay on a very real, perfect movie, on your favorite show that's about movies and only movies and never a bunch of video game stuff all in a row. 10minutedailyvideo.net, your place. For 10minutedailyvideo.net, I mean, I tell you every time I do this, I tell you. Every time I do this, I tell you.
你點解唔肯俾醫生幫你起返5粒子彈出嚟啊？
Hey, this is an episode about Rikki Oh, the story of Rikki. Objectively, the most perfect movie ever made by human beings with hands and feet and legs. I made a few videos about it already, but now we're going to talk about the enemies that Rikki fights. The main boss guys, the gang members, all these guys that Rikki utterly destroys.
好啦，凡事講證據。如果阿沙真係厭仔，明許翻身都保佢唔住。
Now, I want to make it clear, Rikki Oh only kills these guys when absolutely necessary, and many times tries to save them.
你開！你冇亂嚟啊！阿神，快啲出嚟啊！
But they all represent different types of people who have talents or abilities that sell out to capitalism, i.e. the wardens.
有人用30公斤飯叫我懟冧你，將你剁成肉餅，可以送飯添喎。
If the prisoners represent the actual collectivism that is required to get out, but Rikki Oh is its like singular spirit, what do all those gang members represent?
咁勞氣㗎。
I'm glad you asked. Me.
等我嚟。
We'll start with some of the really obvious ones. There's this feminine character. This character, and I'm not sure if what their pronouns are supposed to be, but they're definitely coded feminine. Sort of superficially represent that type of femme prisoner type person that tends to be people's girlfriends, but in this instance, she represents whenever femininity or homosexuality succumbs to the will of capital. Of course, Rikki Oh couldn't predict pink washing, but there's always been instances where capital has used femininity against the workers in order to subjugate them. And that's what this is here. This is bikini models selling hamburgers. This little Weasley guy that hangs out with the lady is kind of like your brokers, your like stockbroker types, or your general scammers, or Charlie Kirk types, like people that use underhanded tactics in order to win without doing direct things to their opposition, i.e. the spirit of collectivism, Rikki Oh. This big guy here, Tarzan, represents those who are naturally gifted, your athletes, your painters, your dancers, your singers, who subjugate themselves for capital for their own personal gain as well. And they, this guy represents them selling out to capital.
做台好戲我睇下。
These guys represent the working class that sell out to capitalism, union busters, teamsters that don't get along, things like that. Anti-collectivist ideas that the working class take on, thinking that capitalism will end up protecting them in the end. Ultimately, they understand the plight of the worker, in different ways than the other gang members do, but they take advantage for maybe even more insidious reasons, in that they know that the plight of the worker is terrible, and yet they still help capital.
要冧就一齊冧。
Thanks for watching. That was another episode of that show that you watch on YouTube called 10minutedailyvideo.net. If you want to support the channel, there's a subscribe button, there's a bell button. Tell your friends to watch the show if you want to. And if you want to help out even more, there's merch. And there are high-level Patreons where I do art. So get you some merch or get you a PFP drawn by me. Thanks for watching.
大家可以回家啦！
I went for a walk on a stalk of weed, and it felt like a trillion feet. I was looking for a friend at the end of the line, and it took me till the end of time. I was all out of luck, like a duck that died. I was all out of juice, like a moose denied. I was all out of money, like a bunny that's broke. I was all out of work, like a jerk who's a joke, and I was out of ideas, like I is. I was out of ideas. I once had a dream of a gleam in my eye, and I'll have it till the day I die. I had a thought bubble of trouble and strife, and I'll have it for the rest of my life. I was all out of luck, like a duck that died. I was all out of juice, like a moose denied. I was all out of money, like a bunny that's broke. I was all out of work, like a jerk who's a joke, and I was out of ideas, like I is. I was out of ideas.